Well, I just got done watching Send Help, Sam Raimi's new movie, for the first time, and I'm blown away by it. And I have three quick takeaways from seeing it for the first time and walking right out of it. So let's jump in. So this movie was crazy. I had heard that it was going to be kind of nuts, and it was so far one of the best reviewed horror movies of the entire year so far. We're only a few months in, but wow, was this not what I expected. So takeaway number one is that Rachel McAdams was masterful in this movie. I have enjoyed her movies in the past, and I enjoy her in her rom-coms like The Notebook. There's so many different movies that I enjoy her in. Red Eye, Doctor Strange, those movies that take on a more serious tone, but I had never ever seen her do a role like this, where she is equal parts hilarious and so unsettling to watch. She goes through this transformation throughout the film where she is a shy, bookish, accounting kind of oddball character at the beginning when she is in the office setting, and then she goes from being completely not willing to stand up for herself, but then at the end of the movie, she becomes this completely different character. And I won't spoil where the story goes, but there is a turn that happens in the film where you see her become a very different version of herself. And it was just a joy to watch Rachel McAdams, of all people, play this more sadistic, unhinged character. So she was breathtaking in this role, a role that I had never seen her play before. And if there's a role that she's done similar to this that's out there, I have not seen it. I don't know of it. This was a joy. The second takeaway that I had from Send Help was, and I'm trying not to give too many of the story elements away because this movie does need to be enjoyed on a first viewing without spoilers. There are a few different things that happen that I think should be kept to you enjoying it for the first time. So I will just say that the second takeaway I had was this movie could have been near perfect if it hadn't relied so heavily on CGI, computer generated images for things like gore and blood, and some of the shots took the took me out of the movie for just a second. But then the superior acting brought me back in. So at certain moments, I felt like the computer generated images were pulling in one direction, and the acting and the score and the fantastic setting were pulling me in another direction. And I kind of wish they had been more working in concert together with each other. That is the teeniest, tiniest gripe of a takeaway. The third thing, last takeaway in this quick first reaction, kind of blind reaction to Send Help, having not really looked into it a lot before I watched it, was how the psychological horror really did amp up throughout the movie. When you meet these characters in the first act, they're kind of archetypes, they're caricatures of a type of person that would be in this office setting, this CEO, this strategic planning character that Rachel McAdams plays so wonderfully. But then throughout the second and third acts, we see them constantly trying to one up each other. There's this gamesmanship. And Dylan O'Brien plays the CEO character to a T as well. He does a great job of becoming so hateable, but then at moments you think, oh, he's actually going to turn a corner here. But then he doesn't. You think Rachel McAdams' character is going to turn a corner, but then she does to a point. Dylan O'Brien did a great job of playing off of Rachel McAdams' performance, and really, this movie is built on those two performing together on this deserted island very, very well. There is one scene, and again, I will not spoil this for you, but there's one scene where I had such a visceral reaction to the camera shot of watching Dylan O'Brien's face during this scene, and it was it was unsettling, we'll put it that way. and the psychological warfare of this movie, really resting on two phenomenal actors' performances, was executed so well. This movie was fantastic. I was taken off guard by so much of it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It's a little bit of a slow burn, but if you like psychological survival horror type stories, this was a crowd pleaser. Maybe it needs more of a sequel. I, I, I don't know. All I know is if you told me tomorrow we were getting a Send Help 2 or a reintroducing of this concept and Rachel McAdams was going to be involved, I would be there with bells on. It would be a no-brainer. And yeah, that's my 3 takeaways for Send Help 2026. Go watch it. I cannot recommend it higher. Fantastic movie. And I'm going to be doing a few more of these reactions to older movies, newer movies. So I hope you see Send Help. I'll be doing a few more of these first time watch reactions, movies that I'm just now seeing, getting more and more into watching horror films and experiencing them, a lot of them, for the first time. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.